saving the best for last. Here we are after Christmas. I only received one personal card this year. I know a lot of people don't do cards anymore because, email and, it's just something that people don't do. This year really made an impact on me because I said to myself earlier, I said, I talked with my friend across the seas that I knew through the internet last year. I wonder if he'll remember me this year. And I wanted to say, not only did he, but he's like the only one. What is wrong with our world? Why, when I know more people at age 55 than I've ever known in my life, thousands, is there not anybody that really cares about you? Why is that? Why is our world so jaded? And we know that America is messed up. We have a serious issue with running after money and power. And greed blinds and corrupts. But there are people on the planet that come into your life that you don't agree with at all, have nothing in common with, like my friend here. And yet, there's some kind of a connection. You have to go like far away. You have to have some kind of special thing happen. Because it doesn't happen in your daily life. People that know you physically, people around, at least your area. But it does happen. It's unusual. I'm making this video not to this person, but to the general audience, because I'm attempting to do more conscious counseling with my life, trying to help people gain insight, wisdom, conscious understanding, perspectives. This particular person is an atheist, and we've spoken many times on bulletin boards back before 2010, and I would tell him everything I think and feel and believe, and he would tell me I was full of it, and not in a disrespectful way, just tell me why he can't see those things, and I appreciate that. And I know that I can't see them either. I know that it's completely faith-based, or maybe even motivation-based. Maybe because I want to live in a world where this thing that I believe exists, and I can't bear to live in a world where it might not. So it could be a weakness in me, wanting to see the things that I share as perspectives. Now, I do believe that it could make the world better. Not that it does, but that it could, and maybe it is. But we disagreed, and he felt some kind of a bond. I almost feel like he's like the last person in the world that's qualified to be a friend of mine, and yet he cares, and he is. And it teaches me something about a fabric of the universe that is real and genuine that I can't quite get my finger on. And it makes me want to keep on caring and believing, because things like this can exist, and as long as they can, to me, that's a real thing. It's not a faith-based thing. It's a real thing. It's a miracle. And I'm going to treat it as such. I think I deserve the right to treat it as such, and I'm going to. And I think we should look for things like that in our lives. And never give up hope or faith that there's more than what the general populace might emulate. Or the empty void of what the general populace might share. A few of us have to believe there's more. Things we can't really even prove are there. But we feel, or we think, or we want to be there. They're so important because they affect how we live, what we do, what choices we make, how we interact with people, and consequently, they affect the people around us. Maybe we can't control the people around us, but we definitely can control who we are and our relation to the people around us. And so they're so important because they actually do real things. They're guided by things we can't prove or explain. And they become real because we make them real. Now you could call this a God thing. You could call what I'm talking about here a God thing. It might not be the way people explain what a God thing is, but because it's real, And because it's not real, you have to put it in the realm of a thing we can agree on. Because I've shown you that it is real, it's affecting us. Well, let's just not say we're an atheist or a God believer or a specific religion. Let's just say we see this jointly. What if we didn't ever go beyond this? What if we didn't ever go on beyond this? We just agreed that this was, okay? Well, then we'd be believing the same, okay? So the only way we differ is the way we describe it and view it and react to it. To me, I'd rather see that closeness and non-divisiveness in you and I and the world, because it would produce peace and love and the things that the Christmas spirit is supposed to do. We associate the Christmas spirit with Christ. But if these things are real, it should exist anyway, regardless. So I'm saying this because this is profound in my life. This one relationship, it's the most distant relationship I have. And it's also the most close relationship. Continually amazes me. And I just gotta say, I look back and I feel now a closeness, an importance, a connection. It can't be touched. Can't be really anything but sensed. Maybe it's just a guy and me that talk every once in a while. Had a few laughs back in the day, had a few good conversations. And it's nothing more than that. But maybe it is. Well, if anything I do or I've ever done have affected his life in a positive way, then it is for him. I can say that things he's done have affected my life in a positive way. He doesn't even call himself a believer, quotes. But it's real. So upon these things, if we don't go to any place where man has dulled down or corrupted or twisted around a point of view in order to sell it as something that they can gain for themselves, or in their low conscious state trying to define and box something in so that a greater populace can see it in unison. If you take all that and strip it away, and you only talk about the real qualities I'm talking about here, what if a thing greater than ourselves was really causing that to the few that wanted it to? The few that tried, the few that reached out. I'm making this video in a generic way because if atheists, non-believers, believers, and extreme zealots would all see this commonality, no God or creator would be offended, and nothing on this earth would have to mold itself into being a way that one person sees it versus another. So my Christmas gift to you, to my friend, to myself, is to continue to try to find ways to put the things into words. The Conscious Counseling 101, perspective, attempt to heighten conscious and gain difficult things, concepts, understandings, and put them into words that can be shared. I'm artsy1. I see art, I see life, and what I do in life as art. And my effort and work is to see it and transform it through physical realm so that another entity can see it and understand it too. And if I'm able to do that, I've been successful as an artist. And if I can leave some lingering result in this world that makes this world better than it was where I came from, even to those that I think might be the most distant, hard to reach people that I've ever met, then my life purpose has been solved. I want to thank my friend for being who he is and being genuine and taking the time to care and share when so few do. Because what you're doing, whether you like it or not, or understand it or not, and I think you do because you're pretty intelligent from what I can tell, even if we don't agree on things, is you're making this baseline solid. And you're allowing me to cut through on that level. You're allowing me to say, we can build on this. Instead of reaching out for the lofty heights and saying this, like everybody else seems to do. Going from the ground, knowing nothing, but just looking at what must be, because we're talking about how it is. We're talking about how it influences. We're talking about how it exists, even though we can't prove it to one another and use the same commonality language. In Conscious Counseling 101, I'm trying to find ways where that can be anchored down for many people, if possible, on a larger scale. I hope that these words aren't hollow and that my friend understands this, and people that may be finding this video and walking into a short little composite view of our world will gain. I thank my friend for allowing me to have the opportunity to do this. And I thank my friend for being a friend. And I wish you the best this holiday season and for the year and for eternity. Because it ain't over till it's over. And we're not going to know these things until we know them, or maybe never do. But because we operate as if we could, things are different. I like to think they're different better. This is Paul Roberts, Conscious Counseling 101. Happy holidays.